Thank you for joining us again as we continue to talk about relationships. Today we're going to talk about the groom. Okay, we're going to talk about the husband side of the relationship. And I love how the husband is compared to Jesus. He's compared to Jesus, and the wife is compared to the church. And how Jesus loved the church, that he died for the church, right? He loved it. He loved the church so much. So that is how men are commended. Just that's what the guy should do, love the wife, right? So let's talk about the role of the husband in the relationship, right? And this is something that some women and even men are just going to scream right now, just because of how pro women and all those things that our society is going. Now, women rights is good, okay? This is not a bad thing. Jesus was very pro women in his time, and that was something that he was actually criticized for, because of how pro women and how equality and equal rights he was, because he saw the place of women as valuable. Okay, it wasn't under men or anything like that. It wasn't less than men or anything like that. He came for women as well and for men. Okay, and he talked to women, and he ministers to women. So there's no Jesus saying that women should be like less than men or anything like that. God created us to have that equal playing field coming into His presence. Okay, so but there are roles that God set for the man and the wife, and it goes back to the creation part. It goes back to Adam and Eve, and God, and Adam's role as the provider, as the leader, as the authority figure in that relationship, as a protector. He was protecting Eve, and he said, this is my wife, this is my woman, this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, right? So when you are in that relationship, the husband is really the head of the relationship. He is that commander in chief, right? He is that authority figure in that relationship. So we are to respect. We're to show respect to our husbands, right? And I thank God that he didn't give me that role, right? And he gave it to the husband, right? And I really feel for the husbands, because it's a big role. It's a big responsibility, And when if you think about it, like having to know like where we're going and protecting and being the provider, those are big things to keep, just a lot of pressure, so it's not something to be taken lightly. Okay, this doesn't mean that the wife shouldn't work or anything like that. That just means that he is the provider in the family, right? And that he has that role in the relationship, and the man, the husband, gets that pride out of knowing that he is providing for his family. He is fulfilling that role, that responsibility that God gave him, and he's protecting, right? He's protecting his wife. He's protecting his children. He's protecting the household. He's protecting the future of that family. So it is a big responsibility, and we as women, we're actually very lucky that the husband is the one who has that role as the head of the household. And now, what are husbands, like in terms of husband and wife? And it says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Okay, so how did Christ love the church? He gave himself for the church. He gave himself for her. Okay, so it's not so much like I'm gonna be selfish and I'm the husband, I'm the authority. You have to do what I say. It's not so much that, right? Jesus loved the church to the point that he died for the church. If you're willing to die for someone, what else wouldn't you do for that person, right? So just, let's think about that for a second. And that he might sanctify. So it is Jesus who's sanctifying us and cleansing us with the washing of the word, right? So when the husband is his role to protect us and to make sure that we're pure and clean for him, because he is presenting us to himself, right? So, but in a good, positive way, not in a negative way, not in saying like you this is wrong, or just nagging. Or guys can nag too. It's not just girls, right? When she cooks, enjoy the food, right? When she cleans, like point it out. Oh my God, like help her clean, and don't just assume that she's gonna do it all. If you both work, especially, right? And no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherish your wife, just as the Lord does the church, right? So we're members, we're together in this. So if the wife is not happy, then the husband is not gonna be happy, right? Then because you want to fulfill, you want to fulfill that wife. You want her to reach her potential, because you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be happier like that. And it just always remembering the role of the woman as well, respecting your husbands and giving them that fulfillment that he needs as well. But yes, the husband is the protector. The husband is the head of the household. And I know that for some people it is a controversial thing, which it shouldn't be, right? But let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear what you think about that. This, what does it mean? I know sometimes it looks a little bit different, but it just means that we have to be reset to that role that God intended us to be, and kind of allow God to put us back in that original place where He designed us to be. So let Him renew our minds, right? Constantly renew our minds with His Word. Okay.